They said, hey, Rev. Welcome to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I am Rev Shelly Walker. My pronouns are she, her, and it is a very, very, very good day to be in community this day that love has made. Reverend Shannon sends her great big love. She will be back with us next week. And I am so excited because today is a day that NTCSL Colorado is meeting together in Denver. Hello, NTCSL Colorado. We love you. Enjoy the service and enjoy that fellowship time together. We'll check in with you again a little bit later. So right now, I want to invite you to settle in as I invite practitioner Melissa Kay up to get us started. Melissa?
Thank you, Rev Shelly. That's going to take a while for me to settle into how exciting that is. Hello, hello. As said, I am practitioner Melissa K. Allen. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm so very grateful to be with you today to welcome you to this safe and nurturing space that we call the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. Hi, Colorado. So happy you're in the house gathering. We're excited to be with you as well. And today is also Grandparents' Day. So we want to acknowledge all those folks that are grandparents or that serve in the role of grandparent. It's such a nurturing thing, and we want to honor you. So please stand as you're able so that we can give you a lot of love. You at home as well, sending lots of love. Oh, man. Thank you, thank you. As a parent to youngins, I thank you so very much. So as we were talking, this is a safe and nurturing space that we consider inclusive, progressive, and compassionate. We do our own inner work here and then live that and walk that out into the world to bring a little bit of light to those places that need a little bit more light. So if you are new or new-ish, please know that we have created a space here for you exactly as you are, right now, today, in this way. Everyone is welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. We honor all paths of the divine, and we honor you, and we appreciate that you chose to be in community with us today. So thank you so very much. If you want information about who we are and what we do and all the doings, there's a lot of doings, please visit our website, newthoughtcsl.org. You'll also find that information right outside on the welcome table, and there's information downstairs in our community room over by the bookstore gift shop area as well. So, we take a moment every Sunday to honor and recognize that here in Lake Oswego, we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm Indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. Folks at home, or folks gathering together in Colorado, now would be a great time to get a candle and something with which to light it. We're going to be moving into our musical spiritual practice in just a moment. We're going to light a candle here, you light a candle there. It's one more way that we stay connected and keep the love flowing through space and time and technology. Another way that we can do that is if we all speak our vision and our mission together out loud with one voice, with conviction. If you are so inclined, please join me in doing so. Our vision, recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Speaking of global, I want to give a big, huge, heartfelt shout out to Lori Nazarino, our practitioner who's holding space right now on YouTube Live. We have people gathering there live every Sunday, and we just appreciate that you're there. We can feel your love, and we want you to feel ours. So if you will join me, will you turn around and wave to the folks at home so that they know that they are with us here? It's kind of a marvel that we have this technology that lets us connect at any moment. Thank you, and thank you so much. We have a lot of fun happening. Rev Shelly's here. Daniel Schweitzer is joining the New Thought Messengers. So we're excited that you're here today. And I'm excited to invite our beloved practitioner, Barbara Buckingham Hayes, up for our opening blessing.
Thank you, Melissa. Oh, how good it is to be together. So I just invite you all to settle in with a nice, deep breath. You may close your eyes or avert them, whatever feels comfortable. I celebrate this time together. I know that each person here has come to be a part of this unfolding celebration, remembering who we are in spirit, remembering who we are as neighbors and friends, colleagues. How good it is to be here in this field of energy and remember our true nature that shows up through each one of us as love, as life, as light, as kindness, as compassion, as joy. How good it is that we are here and know that everything that unfolds this morning, each hand and heart that have come together today through our music and song, through the technical support, through our online services, through the children and those beautiful beings who care for our youth, for the practitioners in prayer, for the staff, for hospitality and greeters, all of it. What a celebration and a blessing. And I know that Rev Shelly has come to bring us another nugget or two. Gold, yes, gold nuggets. So I simply give thanks for this and so much more, all unfolding in grace and ease. And so it is. Blessed be. Now you can join us in the prayer set to music, and at home if you'll get your candles, and please stand as you are able.
Holy, so it is.
One of the things that I love most, come on over on this side too, y'all. There we go. One of the things that I love most about this community is that we are a community that takes care of each other. Come on up. A lot is happening right now in the world, in case you hadn't noticed. And many of us are grieving. We are grieving things in our personal lives. We are experiencing anticipatory grief, some of us. And we are experiencing things that are happening in the world. And at NTCSL, we want to support you, both you here and you who are online. We want to support you, those of you who are in active grief. So if you are experiencing grief or bereavement or anticipatory grief right now as your spiritual community, we want you to know that you are not alone and that we are here to support you. I invite you to receive this blessing from us, your kindred spirits. You might want to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And the rest of us, those who are not in active grief, will support you by extending a blessing to you. So my invitation to all of us in this is that we take a moment with the next breath to open our hearts. Whether we are giving this blessing or receiving this blessing, there is a circulatory action of love that is happening. And we are all blessed by this activity of love this day. And so I invite all of us to take in a deep, easy breath as we say this blessing 3 times. You, beloved, are not alone in this. We are with you. We hold your grief with love, and we surround you in grace as you make your way through this tender time. You, beloved, are not alone in this. We are with you. We hold your grief with love, and we surround you in grace as you make your way through this tender time. You, beloved, are not alone in this. We are with you. We hold your grief with love, and we surround you in grace as you make your way through this tender time. And so it is.
Good morning. Today's sacred reading comes from John O'Donohue's To Bless the Space Between Us. And I'm reading the poem For Belonging. May you listen to your longing to be free. May the frames of your belonging be generous enough for your dreams. May you arise each day with a voice of blessing whispering in your heart. May you find a harmony between your soul and your life. May the sanctuary of your soul never become haunted. May you know the eternal longing that lives at the heart of time. May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, mind you, and embrace you in belonging. And so it is.
Thank you, Christoph. Let's please give a warm welcome to Daniel Schweitzer.
exactly how much we'll have to burn before we will look to our past to learn. We walk along this endless path, which has led us in a circle, so here we are right back. We can let our future become our past if we are to change the world. Won't you tell me please, how many miles must we march? How many miles must we march? When I was a baby, I was not prejudiced. Hey, how about you? This was something that I learned in school, something they taught us to do. No, we can let our future become our past if we are to change the world. Won't you tell me please, how many miles must we march? Whoa, how many miles must we march? There must come a day when a box is not somebody's home. The unfinished work of our heroes must truly be our own. No, we can let our future become our past if we are to change the world. Won't you tell me please, how many miles must we march? How many miles must we march? How many miles must we march? We keep on. How many miles must we march? How many miles must we march?
Yes, yes, yes. That was phenomenal. Can we hear it for the rhythm section of our band for a minute? That was awesome. Adrian, y'all are amazing. Can you feel it? Can you almost smell the pumpkin spice in the air? So close. Too early? Almost. For me, as a lover of all things fall is in the air, and that means only one thing, and that is that this is Solidarity September. Solidarity September. Reverend Shannon and I, and dozens of you, started Solidarity September off right with a fabulous Labor Day march. I think we have some pictures, John. We marched here in Portland for labor rights, and many of you marched in other places as well. And it was a phenomenal day, wasn't it, Daniel? We had such a great time. It was a marvelous march. And when we were hanging out, waiting for the speeches to start at the beginning of the march, I turned to Reverend Shannon, and I said, Reverend Shannon, what does solidarity mean to you? And she said, you know, Shell, when I think of the word solidarity, I think of terra firma, solid ground, that there is solid ground for everyone to live from. Everyone. And we are here to talk about that solid ground today, what it is and how we can live from it. I also have to mention that today is World Duchenne Day. I am pretty sure I had never heard of Duchenne muscular dystrophy before my son was diagnosed in 2015. but 1 in every 5,000 boys in the world is born with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And one of the hardest and best things that I have ever done is learn to be an advocate for my son, to stand with him in this life together as we navigate everything that it means to live with a neuromuscular disorder. So today, in solidarity, I honor the scientists and doctors that are using their brilliant minds and hearts to create breakthrough therapies to help heal these kids. And I stand in solidarity with every family and community that is affected by it. There's real change happening in the world of Duchenne today, and I stand in solidarity with all of it. Will you join me there? Thank you. Thank you. One of the ways that we can stand in solidarity is by educating ourselves. And so if you want to stand in solidarity with all of us who are affected by Duchenne, and I include you in that because you are also Alex's community, look up what 9/7 means, why September 7th is always Duchenne World Awareness Day. And that can be a way that you can stand in solidarity with me and my family. Today, we're going to talk about the spiritual ground of solidarity, what it means for our lives, for each other, when we stand together with one another, and what we can do to be real change makers in the world. Of course, here in New Thought, we affirm the great truth. There is one life. There is one power. There is one presence everywhere present. There is only one thing happening here, and that thing is divine love itself, ever expanding, ever growing. Divine love as me, divine love as you, divine love as that sacred us that is a whole. Solidarity, then, if you think about it logically, isn't something we invent. It's not something that we decide to do in September or when we put on our t-shirts in March. Solidarity isn't a choice that we make, and it's not personal, and it's not political. Solidarity, it turns out, is the very reality of who we are. We are one together. To live in solidarity is to awaken to what has always been true, that there can, in fact, be no separation in spirit. The mystics of all traditions remind us of this. The poet Rumi wrote, "You are not the drop in an ocean, you are the ocean in a drop. And if I am a drop and you are a drop, there can be nothing but the one great ocean." And yet, how easy it is to forget, isn't it? How easy it is to fall into the illusion of separateness, to believe in the I and the they. How easy it becomes to wall ourselves off in fear or competition or division. This is why we need a month like Solidarity September. I need a month like Solidarity September to call us back, to reawaken us to the oneness at the heart of life. So, Solidarity September. Of course, I went to the dictionary because it's what I do. And I want to share with you what solidarity literally means. It means union or fellowship arising from common responsibilities and interests. I see Mike over here, who heads up our climate justice team. Every time he works for the environment, he is standing for the common interest that we all have in a healthy planet. Thank you, Mike. It is both our responsibility and our common interest to stand up for a healthy planet. This is what solidarity is. When we speak of solidarity, we are talking about the safety, love, peace, dignity, and prosperity that is the natural birthright of all of us. We're not talking about sympathizing with some group over there and wishing that they had a better life. Oh, poor you. I wish it were easier for you. That's not what solidarity is. Solidarity is not about sympathy. Sympathy says, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. It keeps a distance. Compassion does better. Compassion brings us closer. It says, I feel with you. Solidarity says, I will stand with you here in it together. Your struggle is my struggle. Your joy is my joy. Solidarity, it turns out, is spiritual maturity in action. It is love embodied in community. Martin Luther King Jr. put it this way. He said, we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Inescapable network of mutuality. We are woven together, whether we realize it or not, whether we think we chose it or not. Solidarity is simply choosing to live in alignment with that. Even science teaches us about solidarity. Quantum physics teaches us about entanglement, the phenomenon that once two particles interact, they remain connected even across great distances. And when one particle shifts, the other immediately responds, instantly. What if solidarity is the human spiritual expression of entanglement? What if we're just entangled in love, in spirit, and where one suffers, we are all impacted. When one celebrates, we are all extended that same joy. Writing to the early Christians 2,000 years ago, Paul reflected what is one of my favorite aspects of Jewish culture, because, of course, just like Jewish, Paul was a Jew, and that was the culture that he was writing from and for, and I think it's important that we honor that. In 1 Corinthians, Paul said, if one member suffers, all suffer together with it. If one member is honored, all rejoice together with it. Ancient wisdom and modern science all agree solidarity is not optional, it is reality. Our choice is whether we will resist it, deny it, or embrace it. Ernest Holmes said, love points the way and the law makes the way possible. And solidarity is what happens when love empowers the way. Solidarity is what happens when we allow love itself, that most powerful activity, to make the way for us. And we have the courage to take the step to follow that love. This is what solidarity is. It's love as a spiritual principle, love as a verb, love as an action, love as a choice. So when we practice solidarity, we move from theory to practice, from intention to embodiment. We don't just talk about oneness, we live it. Solidarity is a spiritual practice. And what I am learning is that it's not about fixing others. It's not about even fixing the world. It's about standing together in the wholeness of who we are and calling that wholeness forth. So let's get specific. What does solidarity look like in our daily lives, in our community, and in our world? Well, I will have you know it looks like a lot of things. Spiritually, solidarity can look like praying for others, not out of pity or discomfort for their experience, but solidarity affirms the truth of the wholeness and the love right there at the center of their lives and calls that forward. Prayer as an act of solidarity. Meditating. We can meditate in ways that expand our circle of care. We can begin by meditating on love in ourselves and then visualize that love flowing into the world making the world a better place. You see, when we meditate in that way, what happens is as we move through our lives, the universe says yes. And when you are meditating on how the world can be a more loving place, and the universe says yes, you know what you get? Opportunities to love. It's really cool. It's really cool. Another spiritual practice that is standing in solidarity is simply affirming, I see the divine in every being, and I stand with you in love. I see the divine in every being, and I stand with you in love. Notice it doesn't say I stand with you in agreement with what you're doing. It says, I stand with you in love. Now, I believe that love is the most powerful principle that there is. And so when I stand with you in love, that love itself creates a space of healing. I don't have to heal it. I don't have to tell you what needs to happen, but I can stand there as a space for that healing to happen. Affirming that love is your core nature calls it forward. There are some people that need to be reminded that love is their core nature. We can call that forward. That is an act of solidarity with the truth. Practically, of course, there are ways to stand in solidarity, volunteering not to help or to fix, but to partner. One of the most eye-opening articles I ever read in my whole life was about the white savior complex. Jen, you knew about it. I didn't know about it. We really like to go save without asking what is needed. So volunteering to partner, showing up for community events and vigils and marches and causes that affirm justice. This one's really important. I'm going to talk about it again in a minute. Listening to the people whose experiences are different from our own. Listening to learn, listening to understand, listening to be taught. And choosing words and actions that build bridges rather than walls, that's an act of solidarity. Personally, there are ways that we can stand in solidarity, like checking in on friends or neighbors who are struggling, or expanding our generosity, not just financially, but with our talent and our time and our encouragement. And this is really important. Practicing self-care is an act of solidarity. We show up stronger when we tend to our own well-being. It's really important that we talk about self-care in solidarity because sometimes people fear that solidarity means I lose my individualness in the wholeness of the group. Or it means that somehow I am diminished or sacrificed as an individual when I work for the rights of a group. That if I'm to be in solidarity with others, I have to somehow neglect or erase myself or my needs. But we all know, we teach it, and it's important to keep at the forefront of our minds that the parts cannot be whole until the whole is whole. I'm going to say that a different way because that made no sense that way. We're going to rewind. Let's say instead, the part cannot be well unless the whole is well. And the whole cannot be well until the part is well. Solidarity doesn't drain us when it's rooted in spirit, rooted in love, and in fact, it energizes us. It reminds us that we're not alone when we are held by the greater community of life. I want to share with you a little bit about how I am learning to stand in solidarity, and Alex is just such a great example of this. I am ashamed to say that I didn't really pay much attention to disability rights until I had a child who was disabled. And when he was confined to a wheelchair, it changed the way I experienced the world. And it opened my eyes to things. And I don't blame myself for not knowing what I didn't know before. But I did make myself available to learn. Every single place I go now, everywhere we go, I look around and I ask myself, is this place accessible to my son? If we came here, could Is there a way for him to get in the building? I ask, would he feel welcome here? Are there appropriate facilities for him? Restrooms and ramps? And most importantly, will my son be seen as a whole person here? When I was in England this summer, I was in a teeny tiny shop with my 16-year-old, and she was sitting on the floor with a basket of handmade stuffed animals, and she was going through them, and she was picking the perfect one for each of her best friends. And so we were just standing there for quite a while. In this very small shop. And I was done with my shopping, and I was just waiting, and I heard the owner of the shop complaining to her employee about, and it was it was a very small shop, it was a very loud conversation, and she was complaining about how much space the wheelchair ramp took up, space that she could have used for merchandise instead. Now, I am 100% sure that this woman had no idea that hurt me. She did not intend to hurt me. I hold no ill feelings for her because I might have agreed with her 10 years ago. But she might as well have hung a sign on the wall that said, "You are not welcome here." And this is what marginalization looks like in real life. It isn't always overt, although it can be. And it's often couched in terms of freedom or commerce or religion. But I am here to tell you that if your religion teaches you to hate, if your religion doesn't teach you about unconditional love, if your religion doesn't teach you that accommodation is grace, then you need a new religion. Here at New Thought Center for Spiritual Living, here in this beautiful global community of love, we know that love always wins. Standing in love is a sacred act of solidarity. So I stand with my disabled son by taking the time to listen to him because he is the expert on his experience. This is such an important way that we stand in solidarity with groups that are different from us. We listen so carefully because he is the expert on his experience. And we can do that with every marginalized group, and I include Mother Earth in that. We can listen to what she is so loudly trying to say. And once we are done listening to him, his father, Michael, and I, we have the courage to stand with him and speak truth to power at every level, to advocate for his needs. And let me tell you that it is hard sometimes, but it is also incredibly joyful and fulfilling. And most people are thrilled to learn more about what he needs, right? When we are not seeing the other as a perceived threat, we're always curious about the other. It's our human nature to want to connect, right? So when we learn to drop our perceptions of threat and just meet people where they are, that learning is joy. That learning is grace. And what I am finally starting to learn here a decade later is that when we make the world a better place for Alex, we make the world a better place for everyone. Your world is better when his world is better. Your world is more accessible when his world is more accessible. Your world is more kind when the world is more kind. This is solidarity and it's joy. It's joy. Imagine the ripple effect of a community that lives in solidarity, not out of obligation, but out of joy. On Monday, when Reverend Shannon and I were marching in solidarity with many of you, many of us were wearing these shirts, our Love Always Wins shirts. Some of us have them on today, Alan Israel, I see you. And we were stopped. I want you to know, when we are out in public in force as us, we were stopped by many, many, many strangers on the street wanting to know, who are you? Who is this group, this large group of joyful, loving people? And I was reminded that these shirts are more than a slogan. They are a way of life. Every single time I wear it, I'm reminded to be the love that we are talking about, no matter where I am. Last Monday, sometime in the past ago, once upon a day, Michael and I were out school supply shopping with our two youngest, and Michael happened to be wearing this shirt. And at one point, not this one, he has his own. And at one point, I just was stopped dead in my tracks as I was looking at this man, and I thought, how grateful. I just had a deep sense of satisfaction at the way he represents that love in the world. That I knew if he interacted with anyone that he perceived to be different from him, it would not change the interaction for him. Because as a white man of privilege, he has been working really hard to recognize the isms of the world and his contribution to them. So if someone came up and they started talking about their gender expression or their sexuality or anything at all, Michael would just be like, that's awesome for you. He would love everyone because love always wins in Michael's world. So these shirts, if you wear this shirt out in public, and we do have some in our bookstore, and they're available online too, y'all. If you wear your Love Always Wins t-shirt out in public, please wear it like an emblem of unconditional acceptance. Like Michael, represent the love of this community with pride. Okay, we have a fun little project this month that I'm really excited to tell you about. For Solidarity September. Hashtag, do we still do that? Hashtag that seems like so 2004 to me. For Solidarity September, if that's a thing, we are inviting you, our beautiful community, to share your moments of solidarity with us. So what do I mean by that? We are inviting you to send in a selfie or a photo of you standing in solidarity. It can be you or you with a group that you're with, like the one you saw before of us at the march. It could be you at a march or you visiting with someone who is homebound. It could be you working in our food pantry. Yes, that is solidarity. Or simply carrying someone else's groceries to the car. It could be you writing a prayer. Writing a prayer for the safety of someone you know who is transgender. Take a picture of yourself with that prayer, not with their name, please, but with that prayer, and send it in. And at the end of the month, Mary is going to do a beautiful project with all of these photos. So I'm going to invite you to send them in to photos@newthoughtcsl.org. Photos@newthoughtcsl.org. You know, solidarity shows up in 1,000 ways. There's so much that you can do this month to stand in solidarity. I hope when there's a climate justice team meeting that Mike takes a picture of the Zoom meeting and sends it in. That's solidarity, right? When our DEIA group meets, that's solidarity. So solidarity is just taking the empathy that you naturally feel and turning it into action. So be part of this community of love this month for Solidarity September, and send us your photos. We're going to do something really cool with them. And please, in the email, just say if you do not want your image used online. Otherwise, it might show up somewhere on our website or in one of our services. That's fun, right, Daniel? I'm excited. All right, beloveds. Solidarity September is more than a theme. It's a call to awaken. It's an invitation to remember that we are bound together in spirit, woven into the one life, caught in that inescapable network of mutuality. So let's stand together, not in fear, not in pity, but in love. Let's practice solidarity with those near and far, with those like us and those different from us. Let's be the living presence of oneness in a world that so desperately needs to see that. And as we do all of this, let's just remember that solidarity isn't heavy. It's not a burden. Solidarity is joy, because it is the truth of who we are. Let's take all of that into prayer, shall we? I'd like to invite the practitioners forward, and the practitioners at NTCSL Colorado are going into prayer right now. I invite you to rest. You know, there have been times in my life when I couldn't stand with somebody else because I couldn't quite stand for myself yet. And so if there's anyone here who is experiencing that in this moment, I invite you to hear this from a place of profound, profound love. You are not alone. There's an infinite presence, an infinite power, a beneficial love that goes by many, many, many names. Some call it spirit, some call it God, some call it grace, some call it the universal presence, the universal source. Well, I call it love. It is an unconditional love, a love that passes all understanding. It is not a love that waits. It is a love that is love, does love, activates love. And this love is right here, right where we are, and it has always been. And in this moment, we turn our attention to it. We turn our awareness to this love, and we invite this love into our bodies, into our finances, into our families, into our minds, into our hearts, into our lives. We invite this love to fill us up and to help shake loose everything that no longer serves. And in the shaking loose, we find freedom, we find grace, we find peace, we find more and more love. For this love can never be diminished. And as we stand in this love for ourselves, we begin to stand in this love with each other. We begin to stand in the truth that we are inescapably bound to one another. That there is no private good, just as there is no private pain. And that love itself is what binds us. And in this binding, there is joy. Solidarity is not a burden. It is a joy, because it is the truth of who we are. One in love. And so for every place on the planet that celebrates this love this day, I give profound thanks for every church, synagogue, temple, ashram, mat, everywhere, every nature walk that celebrates love this day. I speak a word of blessing. More of this, please. And for all of the places that don't yet know this love, all of the places in us, all of the places in the world that have not yet fully surrendered to this love, oh, I speak a word of blessing on that too. Knowing that it's there waiting for our attention and our recognition of it. And in the meantime, it doesn't stop loving. It simply calls us to love more. And so in the face of this love, I just know that we are all blessed. This community is blessed. The world is blessed, and it is so very, very, very good. And in deep and profound gratitude for this activity of the divine this day, I simply say, and so it is. Blessed be. Blessed be. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev Shelly, for hashtag Solidarity September. Okay, we get to play on our phones now for a while. Oh, so solidarity, standing in solid ground, standing on solid ground, solidarity. We can resist it, we can deny it, or we can embrace it. So I'm going to invite you to consider the last option as we come together in this time of conscious giving, where we get to pay it forward and practice standing in that spiritual practice of solidarity. Your contributions and your financial support are why we're here. It's how we are here. It's why it's all possible. We exist because of you, and we thank you so very much. Your contributions also extend far beyond our center. A little bit of what you give, every penny shared, continues out into the world to organizations and services that are doing good work, that are living love, and we are so thrilled to be able to contribute in that way as well. There are so many ways you can give. We will be circulating a basket in the sanctuary in just a moment. There's a QR code on your screen for easy scanning. You can also text to give at 503-966-3236. And of course, the website, newthoughtcsl.org. The link will be put in the chat box for you online. And if you click it, it will open a new window. You don't go anywhere, so feel free to do that as well. If you would like to take your contribution or one of these pledge cards, for those of us that do it digitally or have an ongoing contribution, place it over your heart if you feel so called to do so, and let's speak a word of blessing on our gifts, shall we? From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And so it is. And please help me welcome back to the stage the New Thought Messengers with Daniel Schweitzer.
Together, now people, because together we will stand. Everybody come on and lend a hand. Before when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, and the road you travel isn't all uphill, let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now people, you know together we will stand. Everybody come on and lend a hand. Oh well, now 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours, what does it matter in this life of ours? Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now people, because together we will stand. Everybody come on and lend a hand. Walk hand in hand. Let's make this world of ours a good place to stand. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we will stand. Everybody, come on and lend a hand. Because together we will stand. Everybody, come on and lend a hand. Because together we will stand. Everybody, come on and lend a hand.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm supposed to do announcements. I'll make it as light. I'll try to make it as light as that. Thank you so much, all of you. Delightful. So I have a number of announcements. It was all put on one sheet to encourage me to talk quickly. So know that all of this information is on our website. And I was thinking, all of it really centers around solidarity also. So today, after service at 12:30, you're invited to join Rev Shannon and Rev Shelly in the Learning Center. They'll share what the pathway to becoming a practitioner looks like. So if you have any inkling, you want to know anything about it, they're going to share it. It's not a commitment, but it gives you an idea of what it looks like. It's also available online and will be recorded. The Zoom link is available on the website. For local folks, on Saturday, the grounds cleanup work party from 10 to 2, and you can sign up in person, online. You can also get all the details online. Reverend Shannon and Reverend Shelly invite you to attend our annual community meeting next Sunday here in the sanctuary at 12:45. We'll celebrate all that we've accomplished, and we'll let you know all the upcoming exciting plans that we have. It's in person and online, and for those of you who are in person, there will be a light lunch served. Zoom link again, online. The NTCSL choir is returning. Yeah. Rehearsals Thursday, September 18th. That's when it begins. It'll be in the fireside room, 7 to 8:30 p.m. If you love to sing, please, please join. Reverend Shelly, I combined Shelly and Reverend Sally together. Okay, Rev Shelly will be teaching a 2-hour workshop, Freedom in Forgiveness, Sunday, September 28th, person online at 12:45. I'll be there. Are you ready to let it go? Forgiveness is a sacred act of releasing something that no longer serves you, making space in your life for vibrant peace, joy, and freedom. This workshop will explore a technique for forgiveness that centers you, your story, your healing, and your needs. Reverend Shelly will invite you into a gentle space dedicated to doing the work your soul craves. Register on our website.
Thank you, Practitioner Terry. I'm really excited about that workshop. I hope you join us. And I'm also excited about our Pathways to Practitioner meeting that we're about to have, y'all. I just want you to know, those of you who join us online, we have global practitioners. You do not have to be local to become a practitioner with us. So if you are curious about what that looks like, please join us here in a few minutes. I want to thank those of you who are here in person. Oh, I love you. And I want to thank all of you who are joining us from all around the world. We know that we have people in Colorado, Oregon, California, Nevada, New Mexico, the Canary Islands, hello, Costa Rica, Germany, Ireland, and Aruba. My God, my God. We are so glad you are part of our community. I want to thank Lori Nazarino. Look at you managing our global community this morning, Practitioner Lori Nazarino. I want to let those of you who are here in person know that we have a welcome table right outside these doors. If you're new or newish, if you have any questions about us, Bonnie Duncan and Cindy Koski will be at the table right here. I'm going to invite the practitioners who will be available for prayer to come on down, and the practitioners who are part of the service, come on up. And also for those of you online, so y'all, prayer is like the bedrock of our spiritual practices, and these beautiful practitioners have been trained in the art of prayer. So if you need prayer for anything that's on your heart or a joy that you want amplified, turn to our practitioners. Lori will be able to pray with those of you online. There's a link in the Zoom chat, and we'll have practitioners here also available for prayer. So please avail yourself of that. After this service, this room becomes a space for prayer, so we invite you to take your joy in community right on downstairs for a little bit of a special time together in our community hall, bookstore, special nosh. Please make sure you avail yourself of that, and online prayer as well. Parents, please pick up your children before you head downstairs, and then join us with everyone downstairs. All right. Please stand as you're able for our final blessing. What a day, what a day. May you go in the light, as the light, and with the light, y'all, until we meet again. May the light and sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are so loved, y'all. Sing with us our closing song.
I release and I let go.